So we're good. Okay.
Okay, Gena.
Okay, Amit.
How are you?
Whew, that's a good question. How are you?
Good, man.
You see how I run away? It's my small percentage of Jewish question to question. You know, he said my dad says
question.
he's asking how are you? He's like I'm alright. How is your health? He's like, hey, don't ask me Jewish questions.
Like that is a good Jewish question. My dad always asks me.
Yeah. Well, he is also an actor, and he's also
Teacher.
Actor. So,
how is your health? I asked him, and told me, in what way? Yeah, physical. Oh, physical. Where? Well,
there, here, there. So,
why we are here?
man, this is Amit Steiner. He's my good friend. One of those friends. When I talk friend, I said one of those friends that triggers and appreciates. Why? Probably we have similarities. He said he had Moldovan blood, and I said I have Jewish blood. So he's more Jewish, and I'm more Moldovan. So voila.
Voila. Man, I'm not gonna be surprised if we're gonna find some relation in blood. For sure. Thank you for that.
Thank you. But we will appreciate each other behind the camera and while working on other stuff. Here, I'm more interested in supplying the demand for people, as we all have methods. You know, there's method acting, right? Method actor. But if we attribute the method of the action, if everybody has its own method, and based on that method, we're actors of life.
Yeah,
you know what
is different, so obviously everyone have his own approach to the method. But I think
and in life in general.
In life in general, of course, and what we're doing is we're creating life, stage and camera, so it's basically the same thing. I think the most important thing is to be real and to have an authentic expression and behavior and speech.
Your own.
Yes, and
why am I trying to emphasize on that? Because it becomes more interesting. Of course, a conversation is always more interesting than a monologue or a solo.
Yes,
right?
Yes, of course. Monologue is always, part of conversation in a way, in a movie or in a play. It's just a little bit time by yourself, but it is talking to someone, to yourself, to the audience, to God.
Mm-hmm.
It's always to someone, and even if it's to yourself, is another side of yourself that you need to have this conversation.
Right.
It's not just saying those words to the air. So.
And I'm thinking, that's a good one. And I'm thinking, why emphasizing on the method? Of course, I want to talk through the method acting as from Stanislavski, as through as Dostoevsky, Shakespeare, Bible, the writings and everything. There's a common truth. There's a general truth about certain things, and method has it good.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it bring the most important thing, which is how do I bring authentic reaction, expression to the life of the character. That's basically the question that Strasberg and Stanislavski tried to solve. Before that, it was, all ideas. What is the idea of being...
or a lot of satire, nowadays.
Which ideas is fine.
I'm acting now. I show respect and love.
Oh, thank you so much.
I show respect and love. Which is good as well.
Yes, it's it works for probably 1,000 years, but what makes
it still works for some people.
Yeah, What makes a difference when Stanislavski brought realism when I was studying it many years ago, and then Strasberg developed it with his own approach. Is what do I actually, what technique do I actually use to bring it? You know, before that, oh, you need to be natural, you need to be this. Yes, but what do I actually have in my tools to approach to get to this goal? Because I think everyone agree that nowadays we want to see real expression and behavior in front of the camera and the stage.
Yeah, we need to, even if we don't want to.
The way to relate to something and to believe is to see.
Oh, you have the light. Okay.
Believe. Real. How do I do that? You know, how do I actually, when I get a script or
so we find the method and
play.
Yeah.
How do I do that? How do I actually do that? So the method that I'm relate most in everything of Strasberg is first is to relax. I think that's the most important thing. When you relax, you're losing the ideas of how things should be, because the moment you read a script, you have immediately ideas. You can't help it. How do I should talk? How do I should behave? How should I express? So before you even start to read and work on a material, you need to relax. That's the way to connect to yourself.
Yeah.
And you have the exercises, which is people sometimes confuse with meditation and yoga and all other stuff,
Which also helps.
Yes, helps. Yes, definitely. But the relaxation, which is the tool to actually helps you when you have 10 minutes before shooting your scene. So how do we do it?
How do we do it? Like technically, because some people don't know, right?
Yes.
So it's the simple thing.
Yes. So you always
sit down in a chair.
It's very important to let your hands fall the way they want to fall. Right? Because then you have the gravity actually pulling him down, and that's the only thing that controls them right now. You don't want to have any effort of doing something before when you start relaxation. So you drop your head, you can drop your head also the other side, and you feel your breath. Yeah, you know, and that's the very similarity to meditation, and it's the one of the only thing that I think is, first of all, you have to hear your heartbeat. That's part of yourself, that you're the only one that can hear your heartbeat right now, right? That's you. And when you hear your heartbeat, you start to slowly connect to yourself. And it can be an idea. It has to be a process of actually doing it. And to feel your breath, and to feel your lungs, and to feel the way you're sitting on the chair, because that's the only way it exists right now.
And we're doing it on the chair.
We're doing it on the chair.
We're doing it on the chair. Just a small reminder. We do it in the chair. We can do it alone. But at the beginning, for some time or more time, and any time, it's good to do it in a, with a mentor, with a teacher.
Definitely.
We're sitting down. A lot of people, we try to sit not symmetrically, a bit all over spread out all over the room, and everybody's doing relaxation. And after a while, we start to do the sound.
The sound,
and
sweet, also sound. Before that is very important, is to actually, not assuming, is actually actively check in each one of your muscle, and not knowing at the time. It has to be at the time. Why at the time? Why not two shoulders? Because when you have all your attention to a very small specific muscle, that's the only way to release it. When you're dealing with more than one, then your attention start to go to different places. And then you don't give 100% to this specific place, which is very important to check in. You don't want to assume where the tension is. You want to check. And every time, and you know, the tension is in the different places.
It
Goes here, sometimes is in the hands, sometimes in the fingers. So that's why you don't know where it is today. And the goal is not to get rid of the tension, is to know where it is. And then you can control it. Because when you know where it is, you know how to move it. And when your hands want to move, it will move naturally because there's no tension. And tension comes mostly before you come into the stage, before you come into the camera. Because all the focus is on you, the eyes is on you. You need to deliver the story, the lines. You have to deliver it. So you have automatically tension because you can't help it, but
worry, stress, am I prepared?
I'm good,
what
I'm
gonna do?
yes,
Beats,
everything comes.
lines.
Yes, and
there's a tremendous number.
Always gonna happen. Maybe when you're 80 and you don't care about what the fuck is gonna happen, it's less. But for us,
first 75 years on this planet is hard. 73, then you don't give a fuck.
Probably. Yeah, I will agree.
I like that phrase.
So that's why you check in and actually connect to your body and connect to where the tension is and connect. And that's what creates authentic behavior.
Yeah, I like that one. I like that part of it. It's, and it's interesting that sitting down in a chair, basically, I remember the first time Hedy told me, is like you have to, actually, Hedy was my fourth teacher. The first was Brody Nelson, rest in peace his soul, and Carlos. They were my first two teachers. Well, I was lucky to have them as well, because remember, you have to, Carlos Colunga used to say, you have to sit down in a chair, which is quoting Strasberg, and find a way to almost like you're falling asleep. Like that statement.
You also said, imagine you're an ice cream. Imagine you're an ice cream. I love this one.
And
you're melting like an ice cream, because the reason
that's a nice sensory.
Yes, the reason of him saying it and approaching this way is to give you.
I think it's his own way about ice cream. Right?
Yes. I think he is the only one that actually used this.
I like this analogy.
I love this analogy, because then you allowed yourself to really fall down. There's no certain way I should look. There's no certain way I should sit. It's just the best and the most comfortable way for myself.
Now I have the question.
Yeah.
Why am I bringing this question? I'm going to tell you, because at the beginning I said there's method acting I want to talk about, because it's very close to me and I like this close to you. That's one of the things, one of a couple more things we have in common, but one of the common thing we do, we work in the same, we work in the same method, approaching it to finding answers and ways of the truthness of the situation. Now, this is one of the most important questions in my podcast is this: how do you approach it to life? Because I'm going to explain why I'm asking like this, just to clarify, right? And to be clear to the audience. In life we have methods, some people are athletes, some people are musicians, some people and mostly, I love talking with artists. Being in acting, we can talk about acting and life as well, but the method in life and the method in acting, or in art, what you do, how you accomplish things in work. Now, using this, and I'm sure you did, because we spoke about it, we using this, right, in the real world?
Of course.
How it helps?
It's first of all, you hear so many athletes and coaches that said, okay, meditation is so important for you. How many times do you hear that? In the morning, you need to do meditation. The routines.
Consistencies.
Why is this so important? So again, there is similarity, but to approach life, why relaxation can actually help you, because in anything you're doing in life, or a lawyer or a doctor, or everything you're facing in a job, you have a level of stress, and everyone have worries. You know, kids, marriage, money, house, whatever it comes,
etc.
everyone has. Everyone, doesn't matter. How do I actually, being in a moment when I need to be with a client, with a patient, with no matter what, relaxation here, which is, for my opinion, a better approach to actually be involved and be in the moment and be focused with what you're doing, is you're connected to yourself and you're in the moment, and your ideas and your thoughts are more clear because you release. We talked about the tension in the voice, tension in the body, but there's tension in our head, of course.
Mental tension is the most
most
observed, because it's not a muscle. Yeah, but there is a level of tension. There's these thoughts. There's this, like, some of them are like hiccups, and you can stop them. You can't.
And it's a very good point, because our goal is not like everything comes up, I'm in the moment. No, things always gonna come up and goes and come up and goes. Mom come up, goes. Health come up and goes. There's no way go, boom, everything goes. No.
It's a process.
It's a process. It's non-stop. But you have the control of, if you need to be giving an hour of
Time
a
spent
preach,
attention.
and you need to preach something for an hour. So how do I invest 1 hour, have all my attention on what I actually want to deliver, and I don't let those other things involve and take me out and take my focus out? So relaxation and mental tension, it's so important in life, right? That it gives you the control. Okay.
How do I feel? How do I feel
You
now?
say, I feel anxious, I feel nervous, you say it out loud, because then you let it. And then you have more control of the things, and then it cannot surprise you when you need to be involved in the moment. Is there.
Or surprise you in a good way.
Yeah, but in what you're doing, yes, the mental tension is there, but you have control on it. And it's not taking you the attention and the focus on what you need to do. So that's, for me, the tool of how to use it in life, not even in acting life.
Work. Yeah, I use it sometimes. I use it in life. I'm checking myself.
Checking, that's the key. Always checking. Always.
For me, dealing with my dad, when he came here for the festival that we're doing 10 years already with our friend, and I mean he came up with the idea. He's the creator. We are co-founders with. I am a co-founder because it's his friend found out ways to do it, produced it, and it's been 10 years now. This thing happened, and we've met with my dad. I haven't seen him since July, since I left Moldova. And I mean, dealing with my dad is like, whew. But now, where I'm in this moment of so much changes in my life, so much analysis and observance and identified things that I don't like in me, things that I didn't know about me, things that I know that people don't like me, things that I know people like me, and so on and so on. It gets heavy. It's one of those moments when I really truly believe, I'm sure everybody's going through, whatever the reason is, whatever the situation, we are changing, plus years, plus I'm almost 40, and it's like, hey man, and here I am with my dad, and we start talking, and at some point he says, man, you have to change the pants because it has this, like, the flower pants and stuff. It's like wait, I want to talk about us. And then what's with those shoes? They're wide, and this is like, you think it's a simple thing, right? And
but
I said,
I
said, Dad, these shoes are comfortable for me because I have white feet like yours, and the thickness of the, it's comfortable, and they're not so bad, they just have a certain style. And I said, you have beautiful shoes, like you're in a meeting now, with thin layer underneath, and thin socks, and it's San Francisco, it's cold, it's bad for your feet and health. So who's right here? And I told him that in that degree. I mean, usually he would jump into, because he's my dad, he's like, oh. And he stumbled for a second, I said, for me, I want to be healthy. I want to be smart. I don't want to be stupid. I want to be healthy. I want to learn things. And definitely don't want you to tell me about my mustache and my hair and my pants, unless I'm really dressing up like a bomb. That's different, right?
So those things that he told you immediately create tension in yourself.
Yes.
You recognize that. So you saw and you recognized
And
the
I said,
creative
"You're
tension,
right."
and then instead of keeping it inside because you saw that how it created tension in yourself, you said, "Okay, I have to let it out."
Yeah. So I said, Dad. Usually I would say I
That's
don't want to
a
talk. I
very
would skip. I said,
important
okay.
thing to do because those things, you want or not, they create some nervous in ourselves.
And
some
that was
tension.
just the beginning, because it began to, like, my life and everything is like, you know what? At some point I said, you know what? I am like you, whether you like it or not.
There you go.
There's a lot of me in you, and trust me, talking to you now, this is crazy. I've never said to my dad, talking to you now, I go mad because I see a couple of things in me that I don't like, and I know why, because I see it in you. It's like, do you understand that I want to change, and I know you want to change, so why don't we cut the crap and let's help each other here? Good. That was for me life-changing moment. Not enough, because before that I was really observing myself through what? I did a 32 days challenge video, and when I did that, recording the videos, seeing how I talk, what I do, seeing the unprofessional things that I do in videos, and thanks God I said it's gonna video of a challenge. It's not like already a ready product. It's for me to identify what we're gonna talk about, how I talk, what I should learn. I should read more, I should learn my vocabulary better, I should work on emphasizing the words, the theme, don't go too wild. Sometimes I go wild into articulate. I go wild into ideas that I have, or experiences and theories and practices, which sometimes I have to slow down and let that thing, be more clear and specific. As for example, I'm telling him in a small language, in a little language, why I have those shoes. Like, you think it's a small detail, but those small details are so important.
Yes.
Like talking about relaxation, why people need to know about that we're sitting in a chair, right?
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, and why it's important to prepare yourself for that. It's not just like, okay, now I'm gonna relax.
No,
that's
an
really what-
idea
yeah.
of
You
what
said,
I'm gonna do. That's an idea, and the difference between meditation is not we going to a zen of quiet and peaceful. No, we are getting ready to work,
to face whatever it is.
to face. Our energy are up, and whenever we need, we have our instrument to use.
When's the last time you used it in work, or talking to somebody, or wherever you had to deal with
I
something? Like really
do it all the time.
No,
But
like
I
an
had an
example.
argument, for example, with my girlfriend, and then I felt immediately, okay, I feel the tension in my... Because this impulse to answer, impulse to react. And I said, okay, let's check 1 second. And then I could breathe and I could listen more. And that's the most important thing. The listening is coming from relaxation, because our ideas coming and coming, we want to answer, we want to say something, because we're getting all this tension. But when we actually relax,
Okay.
we can,
So
I'm gonna listen instead of let my impulse answer.
in that moment, were you observing her? Did she see that? Well, she's an method actress as well, talented.
That's a good question. I don't know. I
You
don't
don't
think
know.
so. I don't think
Okay.
so, because...
So how did it help you to solve it?
So then I was listening to what she's saying instead of
React.
jumping. And then I could, she's right.
I know that moment.
She's right.
I have those
She's
moments.
actually right. I was able to listen and to understand what's her point.
And it's the
Instead
hardest
of, but what about you? What about this? What about this? What about this? And guess what? Could listen, able to say sorry, and move on. So I do use it for my life all the time, especially when it comes to a relationship. And you said your father, obviously, we all have it with our family.
It's fun. It's more fun now because it's not so tensional. Because now I'm like, I said, I forgive myself. I work on forgiving myself, not victimizing myself, being the victim, not punishing myself, which we do subconsciously a lot, sometimes consciously. It gets here at some point. But then I said, man, Dad, I'm like, I love you. I'm thankful to you. It's like, I am sorry. I forgive you. You gave me a lot of things, a lot of room. There's certain things that I would be mad about. And I hear kids, sons and daughters, getting mad at parents. Then you think, look, you're here. We're all going through traumas. And every parent tried to be better than the previous one, than their parents. So I said, Dad, you did 20 times better than your dad. Knowing your story, because his dad, died when my dad was young and he was not really home. It's like, you were home, you were there for me. You were trying to adjust you to me and you tried your best. Be thankful to that. Be grateful. No, that's it. Stop it. Stop to teach. Stop, be with me. I said, let's go to Grand Canyon together.
Beautiful.
I told you I want to go. Let's go to Grand Canyon. And this guy is so hard to do. This guy always works, never rests, never parties. Do you see that in me? Every time I go party, I feel like, I shouldn't be doing, I should be working, I should be doing this.
Your head is going like...
Just party now for 5 hours, and then
Yeah.
next day you freaking work, And he had to leave because me and our friend, Jora Kula, Moldovan Ukrainian, he's like, he said, okay, we talked to him, we're gonna do 2 weeks of he's gonna stay 2 weeks, we're gonna go to the forest, do a shootout, go into, go do something together. I'm gonna come here to LA with him, go to Grand Canyon, I wanna spend with his time. And because his health, he's not feeling well. I hope he will soon. And I'm preaching him, like he's preaching me about other things. I'm preaching him on health. It's like, drink water, Dad. Take the freaking vitamins, man. Work out. Look at you. You're 60. You're so young. You're 62 this year. Are you freaking kidding me? You're so young. Stop it. But he has his reasons. Because he's a very sensitive, artistic guy. He changed a lot of things and he's not treated right. And this is another thing. Now, his mentor, like he was his friend, that was like his dad, died. Just, and he had to go home.
now deal with this.
And dealing with this, that I am dealing with this at the same time. This is crazy. I'm 40, he's 61, I'm not a boy, and he's not old yet. We are, he's 60 and 40, in the same category of men now, and we talk differently now. We talk like, you know, of course he's my dad, but the conversation is like this now. It's not like, there's no big discrepancy. In 10 years, yes. In 10 years, he's going to be old and I'm going to be still a man. But now, this is amazing. I said, we have to use it now.
I have it with my dad as well.
Yeah?
It's interesting. It's very interesting.
But we had the same situation. My mentor, had his own dad, passed away. And his mentor was like, wow.
God bless him so.
Bless their souls, man. Wow, we're going through that stuff. And like I saw so much about me looking at my dad because I was able to relax and observe and listen. Because this is one of the biggest mistakes actors do. They think acting is about talking and reacting. And acting would actually, one of the most important things in acting is being in the moment, which means relax and listen and react. And this is hard for us. For people,
for everyone, because you want to say something, you want to express, you want to be involved, you want to be seen, you have those ideas to do. And what about the only thing you're doing is listen, and whatever comes, you know.
It's fun. Well, it's not fun sometimes. It becomes fun sometimes. Sometimes it's not fun.
I enjoyed it really much when I did the last scene, Burn This. That was very useful lesson when I was just being in the room.
Yeah.
And listening to the conversation.
So, as it for now, closing up the video for today is, what's your advice for people, even the people that are not actors, to use to find the method, whatever it is, you know? Like.
Always check in, always see, do I holding on something? Do I, is my body as in the most comfort way, or do I having this idea how I should walk, how I should stand, because I want to be seen in a certain way. So always check in. And actually, when my hands like this is easier than this, or in the pocket you sit all the time, or behind your back, you know, like this. I used to do like this. So always check in and see, oh, okay,
I saw the
I
growth.
feel comfortable.
I saw the growth. I see the growth.
Yeah.
Every time we talk and time spending, since we're going to the same group.
Yeah, the neck, because we are holding here. And yeah, but the practice is never end, you know, every day, all the time, years and years and years. And there's no magic secret. Oh, that's it.
Just consistency and work.
Consistency.
Yeah.
About your body.
Thank you.
Thank you. Again, amore
Amit Steiner.
Awesome, man. Thanks. Pleasure, and we soon we're gonna be on stage together.
Stay tuned. Yeah.
Stay tuned. Thanks.
All right. What's going on here?